welcome to a GrassCat micro-tutorial. Today's topic is functions in C++. So, what is a function? In C++, at its fundamental core level, a function is something that transforms data. If the function isn't doing some kind of data transformation, its purpose for existing really ought to be called into question. By data transformation, we can take a look at math functions for a good example. Programming functions and math functions share a lot of similarities. So here we have f of x equals x plus 2. You can phrase this in programming terms very easily. You pass in a value by calling f of 2. I'm passing 2 into the function. The function is then evaluated. So we have 2 plus 2 equals 4. After all the statements have been evaluated, the value is returned to the caller. So wherever I had this f of 2 in my equation, it now evaluates to be 4, and execution can continue on. Let's take a look at effectively the same function in C++ language. This is laying out the structure of a function in C++. To start off with, you have a return type. Return types can be of any data type that is valid in C++, whether it be one of the built-in primitive data types like int, char, bool, etc., or it can be a user-defined data type, such as some form of a struct, union, or class. Next up, we have the function name. Functions have the same naming rules as variables do. So, letter or underscore for the first character, and any alphanumeric plus underscore for the remaining characters. Next up, we have our parameter list. You can have 0 or many parameters. In this particular case, we have one parameter or argument, you'll hear it referred to both ways, going into the function. There is no theoretical limit, although you will eventually hit a practical limit if you try to pass in too many parameters, but you kind of have to try hard to hit that limit. Next up, we have our scope brackets, which are the curly braces that indicate the scope of the function, or which statements belong to the function. Finally, we have our statements and our return type. In this particular case, we have no statements because it's such a simple function. We just have a return, which, well, as it would suggest, returns the value of the function back to whoever called it. If a function has a return type of anything other than void, you must have a return statement. Main is the only exception to this. It has an implied return 0. The void return type is a special return type to indicate nothing. So if a function has a void return type, you are saying this function evaluates to nothing. So why do we want to use functions in programming? Do we have to use functions in programming? No, we do not. There is nothing that says that we have to use a function in C++ other than the main function, which you kind of have to have. However, it would be a very bad idea to try to program without functions. Imagine, if you will, a book that has no chapters, no section breaks, nothing, just a continuous wall of text. You would not want to use this book. Likewise, functions help us avoid repetition and reduce errors. Say that you had a particular piece of logic that you need to have done 50 different places inside your code base. Would you rather have one spot to fix this code because you called a function 50 times, or would you rather go down and hunt down all 50 instances where you wrote this code? And if you miss one of them, you have a bug. So functions are invaluable to programming in C++. They help us organize our code, and they help us avoid errors. And this concludes the micro tutorial on functions in C++. If you would like a little bit more function goodness, then watch the companion video to this, in which I go over an extremely simple D&D inspired character creator and the functions needed to make that work. If you found this video useful, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Otherwise, the thumbs down button is right next to it. And so, until next time.